Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Bright and early.
It is super early, but it's Mother's Day weekend, so we figured not doing this on Sunday, but Saturday was probably a little bit better.
Yes.
But I'm excited to talk about Shortbox and show off our haul. Candice, what did you think of Shortbox Live? I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh my God. I'm still recovering from it. It was so much fun. So this was my first time going to California, which was really cool. And then it was just really fun to good morning. It was just really fun to be a part of their first con, Shortbox first con. And so it was really fun to be able to help out, meet the Shortbox team, meet a lot of the community members. I mean, I think honestly that was my favorite part, was just getting to finally meet a lot of people and hang out with them, while setting up, or just oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Or just after the show and things like that. But of course, hunting, we got some time to do hunting, and that was really fun. There's a lot of Golden Age, which was really cool to see.
I was really surprised by that, though. It made a lot of sense. I know that a lot of people on the Shortbox team collect Golden Age, and so I felt like a really cool representative of also the people who put together the con, and it was old school dealers, which was just really interesting. There wasn't a ton of modern age comics there. There was a lot of really big books, really old, Golden Age, Silver Age. Saw people making some crazy deals, which was really cool.
Yeah, so that was really cool to see too, because I don't think we've been to cons that have had that much Golden Age. So that was just really neat to look through everything, admire from afar. But I was able to find modern comics. Somehow I did. So I'm excited to just share that with everybody. But yeah, I just thought it was a really good experience. I think Shortbox did a great job overall, just putting it all together. I mean, they had, I think, over 700 tickets bought.
Yeah.
Which is wild, because I know they wanted at least 500. So that's amazing. Yeah, so I'm just really happy for them, and happy that I was able to be a part of it. Travel with you, obviously.
I know.
We had our first trip.
It was our first trip together. It was so much fun. Also, yes. I am just proud of us that we because we ended up flying into San Francisco, and the con was in Santa Clara, and we mostly me had talked to some airport people about how to get to Santa Clara, and they recommended some trains, and we ended up taking trains and not getting lost, and then we had to take a bus. It was just a whole ordeal, but I was just really proud of us for not getting lost and actually making it there.
Yeah, we're really, well, you especially are just really good at asking people where to go, but it was really cool because we got to learn the transit system, which I didn't think
saw a lot of California. I will say that.
Yeah, that was honestly the best way that we were able to see California.
Morning, Paul.
Morning. Hello.
Hi. It was so good. We actually got to see Aman at the con in person. It was the first time meeting in person, and it was so much fun. I met his daughter. It was such a good time. I think that was my favorite part of Shortbox. This was one of my favorite cons ever. I would say, in terms of the dealers, it reminded me of Little Giants Comic Con, because there was just so many big and good and old books. But I felt this con was my favorite because of the community members. C2E2 just, I realized by day 3 you're just really tired and a bit overstimulated, at least for me. Same. And I always feel I want to connect with more people than I ever do when I go to C2E2. There's just so many community members that come, but this was the perfect amount of really getting to be with just a bunch of people and hang out. And it was a day con, and you went through everything, and were able to dig, and we even helped work the con. So it was cool that we were able to just do so much, and I felt we weren't short on time. It wasn't we were kind of running around. Yeah, and I also think, oh, good morning. I think it was also good that
the convention center and the hotel was like, it's all in one building. So that was really convenient for us, especially while traveling. So we were able to just spend a lot of time with everyone without having to like, Uber all around and stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely really nice, which is definitely different from because we live in Chicago when we do C2E2, we're like going from the north side to the south side.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I would say that I thought it was really cool that they did like speakers. It was like in the middle of the con, so that way, like if you were hunting or rather if you wanted to sit down, you still heard everyone speak. And they had, again, it was just so many community members doing their thing, which was really cool to see. It just felt like such a interesting and cool celebration of like new people in the community, and then also like the old school dealers. Like I felt like I also talked to so many dealers this time around more than I do at any other cons. Like I was like,
that's true,
making friends and having full conversations and talking about comics and film, and that was just such a cool time. So I think this was my favorite con experience, I have to say. Would 10 out of 10 recommend for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And I got some really cool stuff, so I am so excited. But I feel like it's also sending me more down like a rabbit hole of other things that I want to like buy and like learn about.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, do you want to show off a couple? I'll show off a couple.
Yeah,
flip back and forth.
I think the best way. And the question is, should we end or start with our big one that we got, our gifted comic?
We'll end with that one.
Okay, perfect. We'll leave you guys hanging on what that is. So I think, actually, I'm going to start with some things that I picked up at the merch table for the comics. So, well, first of all, I actually did get something signed for my boyfriend. So he's been reading The Last Ronin, which everybody has been talking about, that I've been hearing, and like it's really good from what I hear. And I might read it, honestly. But I found out that Tom Waltz was going to be there. So I was like, oh, do you want to get it signed for you? He was like, oh yeah, sure. So I actually was able to get it signed and meet him very briefly, because it was like right at the end of the con. But yeah, he was like super nice, and it was just really cool to meet anybody, because I don't think I got any other signatures. No, I just got it for him. So
yeah, I think I only got one signature too. It was for Strange Adventures.
Yes. And then I also picked up for him The Last Ronin, The Lost Years, which is a director's cut one. Because that was one of the ones that I guess, would it be considered like The Last Ronin? Yeah, I don't know much about it. All I know is that it's coming out like in a video game form, and that's all I know. And it's a darker story. So would these be more considered like exclusives?
They're con exclusives.
Con exclusives, yeah. So that was really cool. That was actually at their merch table, and they also had this one, which is really cool. And we had like even T-shirts that had this design on it as well.
Yeah, I'm not like 100% certain like what comic that is, to be honest.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel bad. I don't know, but it's so cool. It just reminds me of like some of the art that me and my boyfriend have in our apartment. Honestly, like the kind of vibe.
Yeah, it does. It really matches your kind of thing.
So that was like the stuff I got from that merch table with the comic wise and like signings. Do you want to jump in, or do you want me to just keep going? Because I have a whole stack.
You can show a few more, and then I'll jump in.
This is
I think you had a little bit more than I did, but that's because I was dropping some money.
Yeah, mine was more like quantity and cheaper comics. I try every time I go to cons. I try to go, oh, where can I find those $2 comics or less? Or maybe a little bit more.
It was also, we got to see Rob in person. Yes. It was so good meeting you again and chatting with you. It was such a good time.
Okay, so there's a lot of Archie, but I'm going to show you some non-Archies. So this one actually was a Casper Strange Ghost Stories one, which, that's another type of the whole cartoons that I love. Oh God, what are they called? The Harvey cartoons, which are really fun. And this one I really liked just because it had all of the characters on it, all the different characters from Casper, including like Wendy and her aunts and things like that. And I just really love the cover in general, and I love reading the Casper comics. So of course I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Didn't you have a Casper on your list too that you were trying to? I know it's not the
yes,
same one, but you
yes.
did.
But
no,
I did look for that. I did look for that when I was looking through these, and I didn't find it. But I did. Well, I'll get to it later. But I did find some things that were on my list, which was pretty exciting. I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you one. Good morning. Okay, so one of the ones that I was on my list because it was part of my I'm trying to get the 30 comics by my 30th birthday with the October 93 cover. So I actually found one, which was really exciting. It was the Amazing Spider-Man number 382, October 93. And I thought it was
you were really like hitting, like I felt like every booth you were hitting, you're like, oh, I found one for the 30 for 30. Like you found a lot on your list. I think I only
found, wait, how many did I find?
I feel like you found 2 or 3.
Maybe? Oh, I don't know. I know at least this one.
List.
At least this one. The other one that I got from my list wasn't actually that. Hey, Gore. Yeah, but I just really love this cover in general. It's a really cool one, and I'm just excited to actually read it because I'm trying to read more Spider-Man because I love Spider-Man. That was cool. Yeah, let me know when you want to jump in. Actually, I'll show the other one that I got, and then so that was on my list. So this one actually, Haley was able to find it for me, and I felt so
proud of myself. I was like,
yes. So I got the Afterlife with Archie. It's a variant with Sabrina on it. And this was one that if you guys saw on Instagram, was on my list of ones that I really wanted. I've been slowly collecting the Afterlife with Archie series. I think I only have maybe 1 or 2 issues I need to get, at least like one cover of. But this was a variant for issue 6, which if you guys like horror and you're trying to get into Archie, this is a really good series to read. But I just love this cover, and I freaked out when Haley found it. So thank you for finding it. It's a gorgeous cover.
Well, it was just a distinct cover too. So as soon as I saw it, I immediately remembered it, which is hilarious because I have the worst memory. So I was like, oh yeah, no, I remember seeing this on Candice's wish list.
Yeah, so I was really excited to find out because so I think those were the ones that were on the list. But we'll see if I found any other ones. But I'm pretty sure those were the main 2.
And then I didn't really find anything on my list, to be quite honest, but that's because most of my list was modern comics. That's how I went into the COD, and then it just was mostly silver, bronze, golden age, a lot of golden age. But I found a couple modern comics. But most of what I got was not. It was mostly silver age. I think one could be considered golden. So stuff that I had already posted on my Instagram, Batman, The Killing Joke. This one I got for a really good price because I think it's the 10th printing. I just had kept seeing it throughout the con. Everyone had it. It was pretty spiked up. I think it's mostly just because the earlier prints are obviously a little bit pricier, but I've heard so much about the story, so I'm excited to have grabbed it and to start reading it.
It's good. Yeah, I read it a long time ago because Carlos actually has his own copy of it.
Oh, cool.
So I'd definitely be down to reread it because I only remember certain things, but I remember really liking it. So I'm excited to read it.
I have not heard one bad thing about it.
Really
everyone
good.
just is oh, that's such a good story. And then I would have to say my favorite thing that I got at the con, which I also already posted on my Instagram, was the Katie Keene Spectacular with the Rose. Okay, so what's crazy about this is I've never seen it in person.
No.
And I was digging. I actually think Devin pulled this out. I don't think I had found it. We were hunting with one of our friends, Devin, and I knew of this comic because I followed the hashtag Katie Keene on Instagram, and someone posted from their collection this. But every time I looked online, I could not find it. And I think there is a copy on eBay for $800. I did not pay anywhere near that price.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't. And I'm so excited. Especially I have like rose tattoos, and it's like an old school kind of like rose drawing. So it was just
so much.
so perfect. I'm so happy to have this, and I love the way that like Katie is drawn, and like her kind of floral dress. It's just, I love it so much. I'm so happy to have it. I really never thought I would own this. So yeah, that was like one of the big ones.
It was. Okay.
Yeah, there was just like not a lot of moderns, but it was like you were just like seeing some really cool books that you just like never see before.
Which is really cool. Yeah, I think there was maybe 2 booths that had like a lot of the modern, which is pretty much where I was shopping.
Yeah. Candace was like, I'll look for free at other places. Thanks, Namesh.
Yeah, it's so cool.
There were some really great, but my price point for this show was very different than some other people walking in. Definitely. It was really funny. People were really dropping some money, and I was like, I'm happy to just watch that happen.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
So some modern comics that I did get. So I did a show on Nearing Nirvana about the animated Batman universe, and everyone on the show found out that I hadn't watched the Batman animated series and told me it was just like fantastic. So before bed, I started like watching the Batman animated series, and I really loved it. And I love the like cartoon design of it. Mm-hmm. So I started collecting just like the Batman animated comics from like the kids sections. So I found a few that I really like. The Batman Gotham Adventures, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which cool. I love because it has like that like little Disney like callback, like that made me really excited. Yeah. So I'm excited to read that, and then I got Batman and Robin Adventures. It had Poison Ivy on the cover, and it has Harley in the
creeping in the back.
Yeah. So I'm excited because I got a few of these for my birthday. So I'm like slowly putting like a collection together. Yeah. I love the way that they're drawn, and I just have like the character voices in my head now when I read them.
Yeah, they're really cute. Yeah, I've been collecting some of those as well because that was also part of my 30 for 30 ones. So
they're so fun. And then I realized there was a lot of DC. So I collect wedding issues as well. And I got Batman Family Giant, where Batgirl and Robin get married.
Wow.
So, and I love the cover. I love like the artwork on it. It's so good.
This is the first time me seeing some of these comics. So I'm like, ooh, I didn't know you picked that up. That's cool.
Yeah. So I was really excited. I love my wedding covers. I love. Even if like I feel like half of there's like weddings where they're like actually in love, and then half of the other like wedding comics are like them being like forced to get married or something crazy.
Or something just goes wrong.
Exactly. Okay, I will let you jump back in.
Let's see. I'm going to do a little bit of Archie, and then we'll go to other things because you guys are just going to see a lot of Archie. We should not be surprised that that's what I picked up. And honestly, I was really bad about actually checking my app. So I wouldn't be surprised if I accidentally picked up a dupe.
That just means I get it, guys. I get the extra comics.
She's like, please, I hope you did. Okay, well, so like I was saying, there was like maybe 2 booths, one specifically that I was really got a lot of Archie, and a lot of them didn't actually have like prices on them. So I was like, okay, like what is it? And they were like, oh, we'll just give it to you for 2. I'm like, yes. Somehow I'm able to find all these $2 comics that are in pretty good condition. So one of the first ones I got was a Betty and Veronica, and I really love this one. Of course, because it was in 1993 New Year's, which of course was the year I was born. So I thought that was really cool. I like seeing some of those like where they have different years for different things, like either anniversaries of like Archie or something like this that's for like a new year. I think that's cool, just as to kind of have as like a little time capsule.
That reminds me of that specific cover reminds me of a Patsy Walker. I don't know if you remember, I got from C2E2. It was like the Rock Band one. It has the same kind of like coloring, like the bright blue, and they're like in all of that like red, white, and blue kind of thing. And I love those covers. We're just like so much going on.
Really fun. And then let's see. I'm just kind of picking through. Oh, okay. So one of these collections that it's kind of a random like mini series that Archie does, but I've been starting to collect them. It's called Archie's RC Racers, which I know nothing about. I haven't read them yet. I don't know if it's like them racing or it's here. It looks kind of honestly like more like car racing, like little like toy cars. I know nothing about the series, but I've been really interested because it's like one of those I don't see that often. So when I saw it there, I got more of it. I think I got some of it at C2E2 as well, and also in a recent order I got a couple months ago. Okay, this
It's
one I
so
thought.
funny. I'm just imagining them like the whole series being about like them racing little toy cars.
I don't know. I'll let you know because I really don't know, but I just was intrigued. I got a Veronica cover. That's she's sleepwalking, but
I that's so cute.
they're sleep shopping.
I love Veronica.
I just love that. Honestly, that's how I pick half the time is like just that I love the covers. 'Cause I'm gonna enjoy the stories on either way. And then okay, here's another Veronica, which is really cute. For Dancing with the Rose.
Oh, the little tango dance.
Yeah, tango. Yeah, so cute. Let's see. We'll do. Okay, I'll jump into some other. I'll take a break from Archie. Okay. So this I was really excited about because you have these, and I've been like really wanting them.
Oh yes, I didn't realize that you got them, but I know exactly what you're about to show.
Yes. So, I did get some more Marvel, which was exciting. I got the 3 issues of Deadpool, illustrated, which is really cool. I don't know. Have you got a chance? Have you read any of these yet? Or
I have. I like them. They're ridiculous, as to be expected.
Yeah, and from what you guys can see, it's like a crossover with Deadpool and just like classic stories.
Yeah, that's his. He's like basically, he ends up. The premise is like he murders everyone in the Marvel universe and like has to then find more people to like kind of kill. So he ends up in the classic universe and is like killing the like these, you know, like Moby Dick and you know, it's so obscene.
Yeah, so that the one I just showed was Tom Sawyer. What is it? Sherlock Holmes. And if you enjoy it, you might want to look Love and Rockets. Oh yeah,
I've heard about a lot about Love and Rockets. I haven't.
I think I might have like a free comic book day that I don't remember if I read or not, and that's about it. But yeah, I've been hearing that a lot of people like that as well. And then
they just had like an anniversary edition too come out, or like a huge anniversary.
Oh, really?
I feel like of it too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that might be another thing to read together. And then I got the issue 3 was also the Christmas Carol, which I bet you loved because I know you love.
Absolutely, I love Christmas Carol. I collect multiple editions.
Do you remember how? Do you remember how many issues were in the series? Because I
4.
Yeah, I got 4.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I got 2, 3, and 4. They didn't have 1.
Yeah, I think like once you find 1, you're all set.
Perfect.
I think number 1 might be the Moby Dick one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep going?
I jump in. So I was looking for, once I realized that there wasn't a lot of like modern, I collect Katie Keene and Patsy Walker. And so that is definitely like what I was focusing on during this con. And I found some really cool Katie Keenes. I found like a lot of Patsy Walkers, but they were like either really, really low grade. And as much as like, I know that it can get really pricey when you try to buy some of those books that like in higher grade, but I don't want them to be like falling apart like the cover because I like to read them. So I don't want to like take it out of the bag and it like disintegrates in my hand. So I didn't find a ton of Patsy Walkers that I felt like were in that like mid-range that I could afford. It was like either like really expensive or like her first appearance or just like kind of like really low grade. But I did find a lot of like Katie Keenes.
You did.
So one is I felt like it was a really clean cover copy. And I also love the like Christmas edition. So her with Sis on the cover and the snowman. I'm really excited about this. And what I love about these books are pretty like thick. Like they have like tons of pages in it. So I'm excited to flip through and read it. I always love seeing the like cutouts and
like the paper
I'm
doll.
surprised I find a lot of these complete because there was so much in Katie Keene that like the paper dolls and people can cut out, but I actually don't come across like so many incomplete copies. So yeah,
that's true. That actually reminds me of one of the ones from the 80s series that I think I actually have. That actually is like her, and then there's a snowman, and I can't remember if her sister's in there or not, but I was like, it reminded me of that.
I wonder if there's like older Katie Keene series that homage like the earlier ones.
Yeah, that's possible.
Oh my gosh, I love that idea. I do want that ultimate Elizabeth.
Yeah, I know they need to make more.
Yeah, that's what I figured for Love and Rockets. I did think that there was like a anniversary collection.
I should definitely check that out.
And then I got a giant Katie Keene annual. And I loved the floral dress.
Beautiful.
There's a theme.
Love the reflection in the pond.
Yeah. It's so pretty. And then in the big like annuals, so it says inside this giant book, you'll get twice as much for your money, loads and loads of new stories, fashion pinups and cutouts, plus a brand new romance inside. I just like love the romance. And I really love the fashion. Like I think Patsy Walker and Katie Keene were really known for like their like the fashion in their comics. And so it's always really fun to see what they designed for them. But then Katie Keene was really good at engaging, I think, kind of like the Archie series with the readers. So often you'll have a lot of like reader designed outfits or either on Katie, or they'll do like a page of it where they'll show different outfits that readers design, which I thought was just really, really fun.
I love that.
All right, I'll let Candace go because I only have a few more.
Okay. Let's see. I think, is that all Archie left? Okay.
There's a theme. I mean, Katie Keene's from the Archie series, so there's a lot of Archie that we got together at this con.
Yes, definitely. Make group. Okay. So I don't have actually a lot of like, well, another series of Archie is Josie and the Pussycats, which I don't have as many as like just like Archie or Betty and Veronica. I think Betty and Veronica was like what I like to collect the most. So I was excited to find, I'm trying to see the order. Okay, yeah. I got a bunch of them. So I got this one, which actually has which I actually haven't, I don't think I've seen the actual movie that came out in like the 90s.
Oh, really? I've seen it. It's fun.
I've seen it advertised. I've seen trailers, but I never actually watched it. But I still thought it. I should. I still thought it was really cool that it was they were showing like the movie one and them. Archie does that quite a bit. Like I think some of the Sabrina comics, like some of the, not the super modern, maybe like around the 90s was when they actually had the show with Melissa Joan Hart, and they would have ones that were like cartoon Sabrina and then actually like Melissa next to her, which was really cool. So I like collecting those type too. And then so I got a couple more. They're in jail, they're captured. I don't know. We'll kind of find out. I thought I really like that one. This one too. Like I'm just like, what is going on with these covers?
What is with that bear? Like slightly terrifying.
Yeah. So I'm just excited to kind of read more Josie because I just haven't. And then this one too, just really cool. A lot of I picked just the covers that I loved the best, and I think a lot of these were they $2? I think so.
Yeah, we really were indifferent. Groups.
I know. I got quantity, but I was like really good about finding $2. I don't know.
No, that was great because we were like packing up, and we had like the like BCW kind of
show you guys.
These portable boxes to bring them in, and I like basically had only filled like one for the most part, and Candace had like both of them filled, and I was like, oh,
yeah, I had to put a couple in my bag too. A couple more. So these are the ones I'm actually questioning if I have, but I got too excited and grabbed them. Was there's a okay, so there's of course there's different series of Archie. So we have in this case it'd be Betty and Veronica, Betty, and I think Archie and maybe one other that is actually like it's called the Love Showdown. Is like it's a full story, but then they kind of have like each part of the story with a different series. So this one is part 3, and it's a Betty and Veronica, and then a part 2, which was Betty. I know I have some of the other ones, so we'll kind of hopefully I have the whole thing now. But yeah, I just thought that was really fun. Like it's different series that you're basically collecting to complete the story. Although I think they did come out in a trade. And then the last Archie for the big one is another Betty and Veronica, which I thought
I
was
love the
just
Betty
cute
and
of them.
Veronicas. Those are probably my favorite.
Yeah, those are probably ones I love collecting the most. They're so cute. But yeah, I think that was it for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other comics that I got, not shockingly, Katie Keene. I thought this was like also a Christmas one too. It has like little mistletoes on her.
Oh, so cute.
Like her dress, which is really cute, and then she's under a mistletoe. Yeah, this was like just really cute. I like the cover. And then so other than Katie Keene, 2 things that I got that I'm really excited about, and I feel like it's making me just want to learn more about just romance comics and things like that. I got Romantic Marriage.
About that.
I really love the artwork on it. They're actually so ridiculous. I haven't opened it up yet to read it. But it says happiness first parents, daddy's girl. I risk my love for the man next door. Like it just is so dramatic. I love how ridiculous romance, like older romance covers and comics are. I'm sure I'm gonna read this. It's gonna be so problematic. But I think it's just really cool to see, things of like a certain era, and it feels very, of that period. And I always think that whenever I'm like looking at the romance comics, the artwork is just really, really, really stunning. So I am excited to learn more about them, crack this thing open, read it, see how ridiculous it is. And then
I want to hear all about that.
Other romance comic I got was Romances from Life, Real Love, Price Tag Husband, and Showdown for Rosemary. Just again, so ridiculous, but the artwork is so pretty. Like I loved how she looked on this cover. So I am just like excited I don't really have romance comics in my collection that are older. I'm actually not sure what year either of these are from. So I'm excited to just like open them up, read them, and do more research. It's definitely something I want to learn more about. And then Candis and I have each one more book to show. Again, we were hunting with our friend Devin all day, and he was getting some really exciting books. But at the end of the day, he had picked up a really cool Archie, and I think he had done like either some kind of trade or negotiated some like extra comics, and he gifted us each a comic that was really, really cool. So Devin gifted me Patsy Walker, and I love it because it also has like Hetty as like a queen over there, and they're at a ball, and it's so cute. I love this, and it's just in such good condition. I was like stunned. Yeah, that was so generous and so sweet. So I'm so excited. And for Candis,
yes, my mic is on, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just I've been trying to turn it off for a second. Okay, so this one, I almost cried.
Candis did, like she teared up. It was so cute.
I got really emotional. It was very sweet, very generous, and because as you can see, I don't really treat myself to the older Archie comics. Haley has been helping me build my older collection. But this one is actually from January, February of 1953, which is just wild. So I'm trying to think if I have anything older. I don't know. But I'm so excited. It's an Archie.
Oh,
Archie.
it looks so
Does it have a number?
good.
Let's see if it even has a number. Oh yeah, number 60. It is
That's
so
so
cool because
crazy. I love
of course
that.
it has like
The
all
colors are so good on that cover too. Like
yeah.
both of the comics he gifted
I
us were
think
just like in.
the grade is like a 2.0.
That's crazy for a 2.0. That is, I feel like the cover
Yeah,
colors and
yeah. There's
everything.
just like some mostly like wear on the spine, some of the edges, but I
Yeah.
haven't like cracked it open yet just because I'm a
Yeah, I
little
think this
nervous
was
to, but
this has like a 6.0 at the
yeah.
behind it.
So yeah, I was just so excited and just blown away, of course, the
Yeah.
generosity. But I'm just really excited to have this in a collection because, of course, you can see I have since I collect so many moderns. Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, I showed her when I saw her this weekend. But yeah, just really really excited to have this, and I do want to flip through it and kind of just see like what some of the older comics look like since I don't have them. Yes.
And that is our haul for Shortbox. So I thought I feel like we did such a good job. I feel like Shortbox left me, like the con left me with such cool and interesting comics that like I wanted to just like know more about because I've already been like starting to rebuild my Patsy and Katie Keaton collection because those were the two people that I really like read and collected when I was a young girl. So it's fun to kind of go back and like dig through and try to get some of the older ones. And Candis is just her stack of Archies.
Yeah, we don't expect any less from me.
I love it. I love it so much. Well, that's it for us. There will be a vlog coming from the Shortbox soon. I'm not going to jinx myself and give anyone a date because I have to edit the video. But yeah, I'm excited to share that, and you'll see just like some of the cool dealers.
Yeah, yeah. That was just really fun to vlog too and stuff. And we tried out some new microphones, and
we did,
and like selfie sticks and things like that. So that was just it's a fun experience to do that.
Yeah, it was. I can't wait for our next con experience, which I don't think will probably come until like next year. Oh my gosh.
I know. We'll have to think on that. We'll have to start planning.
Exactly. Well, thanks for joining. Jean, definitely catch the replay, yes. But thanks for even trying to tune in. I know it's so early today. It's Mother's Day weekend, so I'm like heading outward after this to go see my stepmom and then spend tomorrow with my mom. So everyone have a wonderful weekend.
Yes. And happy Mother's Day to anyone that celebrates.